Hi, this is Ms. Claywell here with lesson 3.2, factoring quadratic trinomials. So when we hear the word trinomial, we know that we see the word tri in there. So it's three parts. So that I have an ax squared plus bx plus c. There's my three parts. When factoring a trinomial, first look for a GCF that can be factored out. Next, look for two numbers to multiply. By GCF, we need greatest common factor. They give a times c and add to give you b. We will call this an ACB throughout this. We're going to say these two numbers, we're just going to make it like a heart and a smiley face. Express your answer as a product of two binomials. So we're going to do x plus my magic number, x plus my whatever my other magic number is. So x plus heart, x plus smiley face. Okay, quick review of multiplication rules. A positive times a positive is a positive times negative is a negative times a negative is a positive. So as I look here, let's do step one. I don't see greatest common factor. I can factor out step two, two numbers that multiply to a times c. So let's identify what a and c are. A times c is 40, but add to my b of 13. Whatever those magic numbers are, I'm going to do x plus my magic number, x plus my magic number. So let's take a second to find what our magic numbers are. Here's my factors of 40, 140, 220, 4, 10, 5, 8. 5 and 8 multiply to 13, or multiply to 40 and add to 13. So this would be 5 and 8. Here, I still can do the same process. I have an A, B, and C. A times C is negative 10. That adds to a B of 3. So once I find my magic number, I'm going to do x plus my magic number, x plus my magic number. So let's think about 10, 1, 10, 2, 5. I can use 5 and 2. In order to multiply to a negative number, one, it needs to be negative. So I'm going to make this negative 3. So it's x plus 5, x minus negative 2, or x plus negative 2. You also made to see that x plus 5, x minus 2. Notice how all my a's for these are 1. So a times c is 12, adds to my b of negative 7. Whatever magic number I find, I'm going to do x plus my magic number, x plus my magic numbers. 12 is 3 or 1, 12. One, 12, 2, 6, 3, 4, negative 3, negative 4. So x minus 3, x minus 4. Oh, my last one does have a GCF of a 3. So I'm going to pull out a 3. I have x squared plus 1x minus 30. So here's my a, b, and c. A times c is negative 30. what adds to my b of 1. Whatever magic numbers I have is going to be x plus that number, x plus that number. The work I'm doing in blue helps us find our magic number. 30 is 1 and 30, 2, 15, 3, 10, 5 and 6. Okay, so I can use a -5 and a +6 multiply to a -30, but add to my b of 1. So this is -1 or -6. Sorry, -5 and +6. So notice everything we've done, even once we factored out a GCF, has an a of 1. The ones we're about to talk about won't necessarily have this pattern. So we're saying here, it's saying that we cannot only, we can only use the numbers from our ACB tree just as they are if a equals to 1. What we're about to talk about is what it looks like when a is not equal to 1. We still use our ACB tree, but we do something different with it. So go ahead and flip to the back page of your notes. Two, 15, and 8, these all don't have something in common. So here's my A, B, and C. A times C is 36. Multiplies to B of 15. Here's my work in blue. Let's find my magic numbers. 36 is 1 and 36, 2 and 18, 3 and 12, 4 and 9. 3 and 12 look like they'll get us 15. So what I'm going to do is I have this trinomial. I'm going to take this middle number and break it. Oh, sorry, I miswrote here. This should be a 12. I'm going to say that 15x is the same as 3x plus 12x. So I'm taking this here and rewriting it as that. I now have 4 terms, and this is just like what we did in 3.1 with grouping and factoring 4 terms. So my GCF for my first 2 terms was an x, so 2x plus 3. The second term is a 6, 2x plus 3. I now have my matching and leftover. So I pull up my matching, and here's my leftover. So this is my answer factored. Oops. That's my answer factored. So when I do have 3 terms and A is not 1, I do my ACB tree, but then I make it 4 terms. So A is not 1, it's 5. So here I have A times C is -10. But adds to my B of -3. Factors of 10 Okay, I can do something with 2 and 5. So 2 and 5, my 5 needs to be negative. So when I now make this 4 terms, I have my 5x squared minus 3x minus 2. I'm saying that 3x, or negative 3x, is the same as 2x minus 5x. So I only rewrote the center term. And then I'm going to do my grouping. I'm going to pull out just an x, 5x plus 2. And I'm going to pull out just a negative 1 there, 5x plus 2. Here's my matching. Here's my leftovers. There's my matching. There's my leftovers. As I continue this, here's my A, B, and C. So I still do my ACB tree. A times C is 18, adds to my B of negative 11. My work to find my magic number is 18, 118, 2936, negative 2, negative 9. So because my A is not 1, I can't just immediately set it into my factored chunks. I need to take the time to do my factor by grouping. So I'm rewriting negative 11x as negative 2x minus 9x. I can pull out a 2x from my first two. The order that we write these does not matter. I can pull out a negative 9. My matching and my leftovers. It's our last one. I do see a GCF of a 2 and an x. So I'm going to go ahead and factor out a 2 and an x. So my ABC is actually a negative 7. Negative 35 is A times C, adds to my B of 2. My work to find my magic numbers, 35 is 135, 5, and 7. So I can use 7 and 5 and make my 5 negative. Then when I go to rewrite this, I need to remember to write my GCF that I pulled out. I'm rewriting 2x as 7x minus 5x. Factoring out a 7. I'm factoring out an x. Factoring out a negative 1. My matching. My leftovers. And I can't forget to write and bring down this 2x that I originally had in the beginning on the outside. Thank you guys.